I'm Tom. This is going to be a lesson about understanding rhythms, how they're written, and how to translate them into strumming patterns. So I find it's a really easy way to get started with strumming if you can understand how it works and what your arm's meant to be doing, rather than just learning a variety of different strumming patterns. So for this whole lesson, I'm going to be doing it on an E minor chord. If you know one of them, fantastic, you can work along with me. If not, you feel free to use your low E or your high E strings instead, because they'll fit along with the chords and you can simulate the same movement. Other than that, if you want to mute the strings, if you lie your hand very gently across the strings, you can follow the same strumming patterns without it sounding terrible. So I'm going to be using a plectrum for the whole lesson, but if you prefer, you can always use your hand. So for a beginner, I find it's a lot easier to get started strumming down with your thumb and strumming up with your index finger. Just stops from the nail from slipping across the strings when it doesn't sound quite as good. So the first thing we have to look at here is going to be our time signature. So the time signature just tells us how many beats we have in each bar. In this case, we're going to be doing the whole lesson in 4/4, which just means that we've got 4 beats in each bar. So the beat is whatever you're dancing to, whatever you're moving to, and of course, whatever we're following along with when we play. So the 4 beats literally just go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can follow them along for the entire song, need be. There are other time signatures other than 4/4, quite a few other ones, in fact, but we're not gonna worry about them too much. Another really common example is 3/4, which literally just means that you play 3 instead of 4 beats. So those just go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's really common that people would still be working in their head in 4/4, as 4/4 is what most of the songs we'd hear on the radio, popular music, and a lot of the songs which we would naturally hear would be in 4/4. So it's really easy that people would go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And just leave that space in instead, which is just wrong, because you're leaving a gap where it's not meant to be. But as I say, we're working in 4/4 here, but if you are in 3/4, it works exactly the same, just without that 4th beat in as well. So the next thing along is going to be our 4-beat note. So as we've got 4 beats in a bar, that note is just going to last for the whole bar. So how we're going to play that one would just be to play it on the first beat and let it ring out. So what we would have is 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. So the next one along we have are our 2-beat notes. So these, seeing as they last for 2 beats, the first one's going to land on beat 1 and last for beats 1 and 2. And the next one's going to land on beat 3 and last for beats 3 and 4. So to hear it along would be 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. All right. So far I'm only doing down strums, and for the next one as well. So for the next one along, we've got our 1-beat notes. So as we've got 4 beats in a bar, 4 1-beat notes, we have one that lands on each beat. So these ones are going to sound like 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, so once again, all of those are just down strum. Really easy way to get started. So our final ones are our half-beat notes. So now we have exactly the same amount of space we've had this whole time, the exact same 4 beats at the same tempo, but now we're going to have twice as many notes as we've just played. So we're going to start using the up strum in the middle. So the easiest way to count these is to see the first one as our number, to see that as our beat, and then the second one of each grouping as our and. So it's just going to turn into this. So 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to see all of our beats as our down strums, much as we have before, and now all of our ands are going to be our up strums. So that's a really important part of it. If you keep your arm moving in this really relaxed way, it's going to stop those really, really over the top movements and that rushing. And especially going to stop you from being in the wrong place whenever you finish a strumming pattern and then have to start from the wrong place. And it's going to make everything a little bit wonky. So if we keep this arm moving, nice and relaxed, it just means that we're always where we need to be. So the next stage for turning it into a strumming pattern and making it a little bit more useful, we can sort of practice this movement of down and up, down and up. So you're always going down on the numbers, always going up on the ands. So if we keep that rhythm in our right arm, it will keep us in time, it will keep everything nice and relaxed, and it will keep everything moving. So for instance, now all we have to see for our 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and is just to see it as down, up, different arrows. So whenever you see a different strumming pattern, those are the motions you're simulating. But if you see 2 down arrows in a row, just as we did with the 1 beat notes, you're going to have to bring your arm back up in order to strum down again. So if we keep that motion, whenever we do a different strumming pattern, such as this one, if we're going to do, once again, quite a common strumming pattern, we're just going to do down, down, up, down, up, down. So it's just going to be called 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So really straightforward, but it means that after beat 1, we've got to bring our arm back up anyway in order to be able to strum down again. So with that one, it's going to sound like this. 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. So once again, if we keep this motion, all you should be able to see is my arm doing this exact motion, down, up, down, up, down, up, the whole time, and then it will never be in the wrong place, and you'll never sort of have to fight in order to make it right again. So just to get a little practice with this concept, we're going to do another one as well. We're going to have, this time, we're going to have 1 and 2, 3, 4 and. So try and follow along if you can. We're going to have a 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Brilliant. So once again, if you follow along, you keep that arm nice and relaxed, you shouldn't have too many troubles. So the next lesson I plan on doing is the song Good Riddance by Green Day. So it's a song I've taught to many, many beginners, and it's a really good way of just working out that strumming, but in the same way we've done here. So we're going to go over just the strumming pattern now, still on the E minor, just to make sure that we're working out how the strumming works, and especially leaving the space that we need to leave. So this strumming pattern here is going to be down, down, up, up, down, up. So all we're doing is keeping that same 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and in our right arm, keeping it nice and relaxed, except there's only 2 of the arrows that we're then not playing. So we're not going to be playing the and after 1, and we're not going to be playing beat 3. So once again, you just keep that arm moving the whole time, and we shouldn't have too many troubles. So we're going to break it down if you need it, but if not, you don't have to always break it down like this. Some of these will feel a bit natural to people if they hear them a little bit faster, but if not, you always have the chance to work it out. So with this one, we're just going to start off by doing down, down. So 3, 4, down, down. Perfect. So you've practiced that a couple times until it feels natural if you need to. Usually it will take an extra bit of practice on the next couple of steps. So now we're going to see it as down, down, up. So we have 3, 4, down, down. And then practice that as much as you need to. The next step is 3, 4, down. Very good. And then the next one after that is a down strum. So we have down, down, up, up, down. So 3, 4, down, down, down. And the final one isn't just an extra up strum at the end. So we're going to have down, down, up, down. But it doesn't mean that when you've got the arrows in between, When you've got 2 down arrows, you've still got to bring your arm up in order to strum down. When you've got 2 up arrows next to each other, you've still got to bring your arm down in between and keep that nice even motion here. So we've got 3, 4, Okay, so when you feel a little more natural with it, start to loop it round. Go from the end to the beginning and keep the rhythm nice and even. So just a few times over, if you need that rhythm to practice with, or go over it slowly so you can practice looping it. So just run over it a few times before the end. So 3, 4. And there we have it. If you have any questions, anything you want to throw my way, feel free to ask any questions. I'll do my very best to answer as quickly as I can. And other than that, very best of luck with the practice. I'm still very new to this, so if you've got any subscribes or likes that you can throw at me, that would be muchly appreciated. If not, have a great time of it and good luck with the practice.